looking at the linebackers in the off seasons, or is a poor play by Pratt just a down season? Now, the funny thing is, I always caveat to this because I go back to me, the best game the Bengals have played this year was the San Francisco 49ers game, one of the Sucky Niners, as I always call them. And Pratt and Logan Wilson had great games. Now they've went down from there, and I think a lot of it, for me, is missed tackles. They are missing. Too many guys are trying to go after the ball. And Pratt has been very successful at it.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's the problem is that I feel like, and maybe this is a coaching thing where they've said, hey, we really want to be focused on turnovers because they were obviously hawking the ball like crazy at the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But we know those are not necessarily sustainable. And what happens when the turnovers dry up, right? Because you have to be consistent down to down and have the turnovers, not just we're going to be super high end turnovers. And if that doesn't happen, like shit, we'll get the next drive, right?
Right.
That is a problem. We saw in the Texans game, right? The guy had already missed a field goal. It was his first time kicking in an NFL game. Mm-hmm. And instead of giving him like a 58-yarder to try and win the game,
give him a chip shot.
You try and rip the ball out when all you got to do is just tackle him short of the sticks in the middle of the field with the clock running.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to even try and get up, clock, and do all this other stuff.
Yep.
That's the stuff that you lose. That's obviously a big glaring mistake.
That has been, in my opinion, other than not being able, like the middle of the field has been way too open, way too often. That and missed freaking tackles. The missed tackles that drive me nuts. It's like I see him trying to rip the ball. It's like, all right, there's two guys there. One of you tackle him. You don't both need to be going after the ball.
Right. And so that's the other part. And I want to be fair to them because obviously with a younger secondary behind you and the defensive line not being healthy and not playing up to standard either, like obviously life is going to be a little bit harder on the linebackers. But also, like we said, you can't be big play hunting and not have that down-to-down consistency, which has really been the problem, right? I do think, to answer the original question, that it's just kind of a down year for them, that the stuff in front of them and the behind them is a little out of sync and the communication's maybe not as good. But also, as much as Von Bell and Jesse Bates were kind of leaders in that secondary, okay, you guys both got contracts. You guys have both been here for 4 or 5 years now. You are now the veterans of the defense. You are the heart and the captains of this defense.
Mm-hmm.
You have to step up. You can't let this stuff happen. Like you guys have to be that stabilizing force now. So I do feel that there is a good degree of responsibility with them. Again, maybe that's some coaching with saying, hey, let's go hard at the turnovers. Let's play fast. Let's play loose. But it's got to be more consistent down to down for sure. The linebacker play has not been up to par. Both of the guys are in the bottom quartile of linebackers in terms of PFF grade. Logan Wilson at 48, Jermaine Pratt at 56. That's out of 64 linebackers. Just not a good down to down consistency year and not good tackling, like Jeff said.